draw the graph. F of x equals 3 to the minus x minus 4. Okay, so let's begin by bringing it over here. So this is y equals 3 to the power minus x minus 4. Okay, this is when x is in power. We call this an exponential function. And what we mean by that is it's this kind of function. Exponential functions with x in the power zone, x in the exponent zone, always rocket up or down on one side, and they flatten out on the other side. So they always rocket up or down on one side, flatten out on the other. Well, how do we know where exactly they flatten out? Well, that's the number added over here. So the number, let me change this up. So the number that's added or subtracted is the horizontal asymptote. Well, there's no number out there, right? So put in a plus 0. So if there's no number added or subtracted off to the right of the function, the exponential function, that means it's plus 0. There's nothing really there. And why do we bother to do that? Well, because that means we're going to put in our dotted line right here, flat at 0, at a height of 0, is the flattening line, because these exponential functions with x in the power zone always rocket up or down on one side, flatten out on the other. We got to know where they flatten. That's where we start. This, if there's no number added or subtracted off to the right, just put in a plus 0. It flattens at 0. And now we will make plug in. Let's do that. So we're going to plug into y. Going to plug in a couple points. Y equals 3 to the minus x minus 4. Now you can plug in whatever you want, but what's going to be easiest will be to plug in to make the power equal 0. What could I plug in right there for x to make the power 0? Would I plug in 4? No, that'd be minus 4. Minus 4 would be minus 8. What if I plug in minus 4? Then that would be minus a minus 4. Plus 4 minus 4 is 0. So there it is. That's going to be the easiest thing. Plug in negative 4 there. And what do you get when you do that? You get y equals 3 to the minus 4 minus 4. That's 3 to the 4 minus 4. That's 3 to the 0. That's 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. So that's back 4, up 1. There's our first dot. Back 4, up 1. Now we just need one more dot. You can plug in anything you want. Usually we just go up by 1. Just add 1. So that would be negative 3. Let's plug in negative 3 right here for x. So we'll get y equals 3 to the negative 3 minus 4. Oh, wait a minute. No. I'm messing up, huh? It's negative 3. So it's negative 3 minus 4, because you got this negative that's already there, plus x is being plugged in as negative 3. So that's 3 to the 3 minus 4. And so what's that? 3 to the minus 1, which is 1/3. Do you remember that? Negative powers flip things. A negative power does not make negative in the front. Notice what it does. It flips it to be a fraction. So there's two important lessons you need to know there about graphing, and that is anything to the 0 power is 1. Anything to a negative power flips it to be 1/3. So this one's back 3, up 1/3. So it's about right there. Now that's not going to help us for graphing, though. It's hard to know exactly where that dot goes. The graphing system won't let you put that in there. So instead, I suppose we should go the other direction. So we should go, instead of adding 1, we should go back to negative 5. That's probably going to be easier for us. This dot's actually fine. I mean, it does tell you basically that the graph is flattening this way. On the multiple choice exam we take, you'll know enough to answer the question just from that information, right? Because you know it goes down to the right. See how those dots are sitting? You know it flattens at 0, so you know generally what it's going to look like. It's going to look like that. But for the graphing homework system, we'll need to be a little more precise. So plug in -5 instead. That'll just be easier. So we'll get y equals 3 to the minus 5 minus 4. And that's y equals 3 to the plus 5 minus 4. 3 to the 1, so y is just 3. So back 5, up 1, 2, 3. So it should actually go, so I missed it a little bit. It should really go a little steeper than I had it. It should go back 5 up 3 through this. So there we go. So back 5 up 3. This blue point was back 4 up 1. Those are the two dots that'll be easy for you to put in the homework system. But this other dot was equally valid as far as knowing where the graph really does go. So there we go.